6 years ago, I started my first dropshipping store as a pimply faced 16-year-old with crippling social anxiety and no game with the ladies. And now as a 22-year-old, which is basically 100 years old plus in the dropshipping game, it's basically like dog years, I've done over $5 million with my own brands and have created a blueprint that complete beginners, my students, have used to scale from 0 to 1 grand a day in less than 90 days of working with me. So today I'm going to teach you exactly how to start a new dropshipping store in 2024 so you have the most concise, easy, step-by-step blueprint for finding your first winning product, creating a high converting store in minutes, and crafting winning ads for any ecom product you sell so you start your ecom journey on the right path in 2024. Now don't let the good looks fool you, ladies, because I am absolutely terrified of talking to each and every one of you. But let's talk about what dropshipping actually is. Now, it's a very simple business model where you find products on the internet like this water bottle. So you may see this on AliExpress for $10 and you decide to list it on your Shopify store or your website for a marked up price, which could be $20, $30. But once you list on your website, then you need customers and traffic. So usually people will drive traffic either organically or with paid ads using platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So that traffic will come onto your website, buy your water bottle, and then all you have to do is just notify your supplier to ship out the product directly to your customer so that you don't have to touch any inventory. And then of course, you keep the extra margin after all of that is done. And while the dropshipping model is very easy to understand and you can launch a new store in a few hours, you have to keep in mind, because of that low barrier to entry, there are over 5 million dropshippers in the world to date that are competing with you for every single product. So while in this video, I will teach you the basics, I'm also going to teach you some more higher level advanced strategies that dropshippers that have years of experience don't even know about so that you can gain an edge, which is going to be teaching you how to really master the skills of product research, website optimization, and of course, your ad creatives. So what should you look for in a winning product? Well, for me, I want to take my human bias out of it and just look at the numbers, because there's going to be a lot of products you see that you think are absolutely stupid and no one's buying it, but it turns out they are going viral. So for instance, we had this car seat gap filler, which you may say, that's pretty stupid. Why would anyone buy it? But if you go into Amazon and use a tool like Jungle Scout, you could see that top listings for this product are doing over $30,000 a month. And if a product is doing $1,000 a day, that is enough order validation for me to know there's demand. Now, my next criteria is, are there good enough margins? Because when I sell a product, I want to make sure my gross profit before ad costs is at least 65%. So for instance, if I sell a product and it costs me $20, I want to sell it for around $58 to hit that 65% mark. And then the other number I look for is a low return rate. So typically I want Amazon reviews to at least be 4.4 or above for a product like this. And if it's below that number, then you're probably going to deal with a lot of returns, chargebacks, and it's just not going to be worth the hassle of selling and scaling that product. Now, I also do look for, does it have a lot of content available? So you can easily see that by going onto TikTok, Amazon, YouTube for your product. But those are the main key things. If you want a full video that covers everything I look for, then you should check out this one right here. So before we do some product research, you need to first understand that if you are a newer dropshipper, the fastest way you're going to see any success is by selling clothing, jewelry, home decor, and visual products. And the reason why is because they sell themselves. You don't really need to have much skills in marketing to actually sell these types of products. So for instance, let's say I'm on Temu and I'm scrolling down here and I see these pants. If someone likes these pants, all I need to do to actually get them to buy is just have high quality images. This doesn't rely on really any skills. It's just, okay, use what the supplier has already given to me and then I'll just run an ad with it. So it's the easiest form of dropshipping, and that's why most people that are successful in the beginning, I would say 90%, always are scaling some sort of trendy clothing product at the moment because it doesn't really require much skill. Now, I do have a whole video that covers all the product research methods I personally do, but my two favorite ones right now are Temu, which is free, and PP ads, which is a lot of money. It's like $200 a month. And if you want access to that, you can actually join my course down below. It's only $50 a month, and you get access to this tool plus all the other ones that I really love. Now, with Temu, I will go to the best sellers, 5-star rated, all these different categories, and just start scrolling to see what really catches my eye. And obviously, I'm going to apply the criteria I talked about. But the fastest way for you to find a winning product as a beginner is to develop your eye and pattern recognition. Meaning, when you start doing research every single day, you'll start to see the same products over and over and over again in your research, which typically means, yeah, they're a bit saturated, they're more competitive, and as a beginner, you're not going to really be able to make those work. Now, it doesn't mean they're not winning products, they're just probably not going to be winners for you because you're competing with people that have more skills. So what I would do is, after you do some days of research, you'll start to see new products that you haven't seen as much, and those are the products you want to sell especially if they have the right orders, low return rate, and have tons of content already online. So that's typically how you actually get good at the skill of product research. It's just pattern recognition. It's just doing it and having the reps over and over again. Now, the biggest mistake I see new dropshippers make when doing product research is trying to sell the first product they see that matches their criteria. And that doesn't sound inherently wrong, but what will end up happening is you do your first day of research and you automatically want to sell a gel lint roller because, okay, it matches my criteria. It's making sales. It's right now blowing up. But the reality is so many people have tried to sell this product and there's so much competition. While it is a winning product, it's not going to be a winner for you because you don't have the skills of marketing to beat all the other competition. So you ideally want to sell products that are starting to blow up right now, but don't have a ton of other sellers, which means you have to develop your eye with pattern recognition, which just is scrolling every single day, noticing what products you see over and over and over again, like this crystal hair eraser, and then saying, okay, I'm not going to sell that product, but when I do see another product that's similar or has similar traits to it that is newer that I'm not seeing, then that is going to be the product I sell. Because if you do research every single day, you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, I keep seeing the same products, but then that will train your eye to when you do see a newer product that you haven't seen before, okay, alarm bells are ringing, let's sell that. So this is my favorite way of finding new winning dropshipping products using PP ads. And that's sorting by ads that have been seen for the first time over the last 2 weeks and last seen over the last week that are gaining some impressions. So more than 5,000. They're on the Shopify platform. So that way we know they are dropshipping. And then we got United States, Canada, Germany, UK for the main countries. So if you scroll down here, you're going to just see new products that are starting to pick up, get a lot of traction. Now, some of them might be a little bit older, but they're going to be newer ads for that type of product. So just keep in mind, if you see the same products over and over again, probably want to avoid those. But if we see something that's starting to pick up some steam, that's what we really want to sell. And of course, I found the perfect. How do I add her to my cart? Am I right, boys? Okay, we're getting a little too distracted here, but let's see if we can find an example product. So right here, we got this neck and back massager. Now, this is a winning product that's been around for a while, but I could definitely see us potentially scaling this. It's got a great problem-solving effect, high-quality clips. There's a lot to like with this model. And then on Temu, I go through different categories like bestsellers, 5-star rated, and the different niches while being logged out so that they recommend me new products. But again, when you first start doing this, you're going to see the same winners over and over again. Like the Smile Happy Slippers. I mean, they have been done a million times. If we scroll down, let's see if there's any more common ones. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of history with that product. And then, oh my God, a Taylor Swift pumpkin spice latte. Excuse me, can I see the manager cable knit sweater? If I ever saw a lady wear that on my first date, I'm immediately filing a restraining order and blocking her on all forms of social media. Ladies with gentle hands, I have found our 2 products for today's video. So we're going to do a non-problem solver and a problem solver so you can see the different nuances when marketing these products, because it is a completely different ballgame. Now, our first product, the non-problem solver, will be this bomber jacket right here. Look at her. Oof. She's an absolute stunner. Beautiful. So this is going to be our non-problem solver. And then for our problem solver, sticking with the theme of massagers, we got this knee massager, which also works as a shoulder and elbow massager. So I like that functionality. I like the versatility. So once you've found a product, we now need to go through, all right, does it have the right margins? Can we find a good supplier? Now, I have a whole video on the whole process I do with finding suppliers, and it's very diligent. So the first step with that is going and doing a search for the product on AliExpress using a tool like AliSeeks. So I'll right click one of the images for the product and then just see, okay, different AliExpress suppliers. That's usually your base for suppliers. And if you don't want to use AliExpress, that's fine. I personally will use them if after doing all my due diligence, I find that they have the best price and good shipping times as well. So as we can see here for this listing, we have the product being around $18, $19 and estimated delivery is around 3 days to 2 weeks, which is not bad at all. So would I use this supplier? Possibly, but I would have to do my due diligence. I mean, right here, this feedback score. Okay, yeah, we're probably not going to use... Yeah, oh my God, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen Lizzo in a thong. So I would definitely say start with this listing on AliExpress, but then we maybe want to look at the main keywords also on AliExpress for this product to see other suppliers. So found this version right here, which has a much better supplier, and the cost is a little bit cheaper, so that's not bad at all. But I would want to do my due diligence using tools like CJ Dropshipping, eProlo, all the big boys to just compare the rates. Now, doing the same process for a knee massager, I found this listing for only $23 with 4 to 13 days shipping. That is really, really solid. So this is a very viable option if you can't find your product anywhere else. So yes, do your due diligence on AliExpress. But for our jacket product, I did see that on CJ, there was a listing where it is $20, so a little bit more money, but the shipping time, 7 to 12 days, you cannot beat that. So I'm going to go with this option, and then we'll work on what our offer and pricing should be. So for me, this is the best way to price any dropshipping product and come up with an irresistible offer, and that's understanding your numbers. So if I'm selling this bomber jacket that cost me around $20, I want to first go to my KPI calculator and then understand what would get me around a 65% gross profit margin. So for this product, it would be around selling it for $59, $58. Now, is that realistic? Because a lot of beginners will say, okay, let me just list it for $59, but you're forcing a margin because your product's not really worth that amount. So I want to first understand, are people paying that much money for this type of product? So we can see on Amazon, it's going for around $35, $39. I would say the average on Amazon is around $40 to $45. So that wouldn't be really realistic. But if I look at the product up on Google Shopping, that also gives me a nice indication of what people are willing to spend. So we can see here from big brands, we got 42, 56, 29. It looks like people are willing to spend around $49 to $59, I would say. So for me, if I was coming up with an offer, I'd probably start with $49, but then $9 shipping versus $59 on the product page and free shipping to see which offer are people really going to go for more. So there's multiple ways you can hit that $59 number, but you got to play around with where you do that pricing. So you got to be creative and sometimes have a lower price on the front end so that people go and they might add an upsell warranty or a guarantee or priority shipping, or they just pay whatever your shipping cost is, which could be $5, $9. There's a lot of creative ways to get to $59 besides just having your price point on your product page be $59. All right, quick timeout. Now I know this guide will teach you exactly how to start your dropshipping brand and get it off the ground, but I'm sure as you can imagine, this is only a fraction of the information you are really going to need to know in order to scale and be consistently successful with dropshipping. So if you do want to shortcut the learning curve, especially if you've been doing this for months, or if you're a complete beginner who's trying to gather a blueprint together instead of just having one, then I would recommend joining a one-on-one coaching program, which is exactly why my team of six-figure coaches and I have opened up some new spots for our coaching program, where we will personally review your products so you choose the right ones and don't waste money and time on the wrong product, and help you craft an irresistible offer on your website to market any product. And then finally, teach you exactly step by step how to create winning, high converting ads for every single product that you sell. So if you're ready to skip the learning curve and learn exactly how experts like myself are scaling dropshipping brands to $1,000 a day and beyond, then book a call down below and we would love to personally coach you one-on-one. So now that we got our offer locked and ready to go, cowboy, the next step is creating your brand, which is the fun part. So if you click the link in the description, you'll actually get Shopify for $1 a month for the next 3 months. So you save a ton of money. I'm scratching your back, you scratch daddy's back, and at the end of it, we're all happy, we're making money, and I get my Porsche 911 at the end of this video. So use the link if you want to support the channel completely for free. Now, once you're on this link, all you have to do is enter your email, and don't you dare send me fan mail to my email. I'm already getting enough of that, and I got to file a few restraining orders from the ladies harassing me. But all you have to do is fill in your information, and then you'll be sent to the Shopify dashboard. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what store type I really like, because you can either create a one product brand, a general store, or a niche store, and people tend to get tripped up as to what you should do. Now, for years, I was a big proponent of doing one product stores because it does give you the highest chance of making a product into a winner. But what I find is when beginners are trying to create a one product store for each product, it takes them too long. And when you're a beginner, you need to get a lot of reps under your belt. You have to test a lot of products and be efficient while also having high quality tests. So for me, the best balance of performance, quality, and efficiency is the general branded stores, where you can actually choose a name and have a logo that looks super branded and professional, but it gives you the flexibility to test whatever product you want. And I find that's the best of both worlds, because when you do one product store for every product, it's probably going to take you at least a week to set up a new product test. And you can't take that long in the dropshipping game. Things are constantly evolving. You need to be testing at least 2 to 3 products a week, getting your reps, improving your skills. And the only way you can improve your skills is through constant testing, refining, and learning from your past failures. So if you want success in the fastest amount of time, you got to put in those reps. So here's an example of a one product brand, and it's nothing too crazy here. It's actually a very simple description, and you will see this product when you do your product research journey, but I wouldn't recommend selling it because I know the owners are doing over $20 million in sales so far with this product. But just because it looks nice doesn't mean this is why this product really blew up. I would really pay attention to what they're doing with the offer here, how they're really highlighting ordering more, increasing the AOV, and having all these other buy-ins. And if we scroll down on this page, it does look pretty nice. It's got nice colors and branding, but this is something that you can still do on a general branded store. And you have the pro of not having to switch out your domain, buy a new one every single time, and switch out your logo every single time, which does add up and it does take a lot of extra time. Now, while you're looking at this, I want you to note that the big thing that actually made this store successful wasn't the branding or the colors or whatever, it's their offer. How they're increasing the perceived value. They don't have just some generic offer where if you buy one and that's all you get, just the infinity hoop. No, if you buy one, you also get this free waist trimmer. Now, if you upgrade your order, you can save more money, you can get more products that will help you get the desired result. So this brand was incredibly smart. I know they've done over $20 million in sales with this product, which is for good reason because their offer has been really dialed in and split tested. So I don't want you to think that the website design had anything to do with Infinity Hoop being successful. I'm sure it played a little bit of a part, but just to prove my example here, this is the most profitable dropshipping website I've ever seen. In fact, it did over $90,000 in one day, and it's called Vortex, which again is a general branded name. You could sell any product with the word Vortex, but they did the smart car vacuum cleaner and scaled to $90,000 a day because their offer was insanely good. Most of the people on this website took the 2x option, which allowed the owners of the store to scale very aggressively. But when you look at the description, it's terrible. It is disgusting. It is gut-wrenching. It makes you want to puke. They spelled the word never wrong, and it goes against every single law of website design and marketing that I have ever learned, but it did work. I saw the behind the scenes. They were making $9 from every visitor that landed on this website. And for context, some of the elite best e-commerce brands that have all the branding and social proof in the world usually make about $1.50 to $2 per visitor. That is the elite of the elite. And this store performed 4 to 5 times better than those brands. Now, this is the key to coming up with a professional logo and name for a branded general store. So I would first start with ChatGPT and just giving a list of 10 business names that sound like Bleem, Aldes, Felka, and it'll give you some good names, which you can keep on suggesting more until you find one that you like from this list. So it could be Zolara, Vexoria. All these are pretty solid, but another way you can come up with the name is going onto Namelix and putting up 3 of those keywords. So Aldes, Bleem, Felka, and seeing what names it gives to you from here. So we have Zolka, we got a few different names, Bella. A few of these are really solid, so I'm just gonna pick a name from one of these lists and then we'll go to our logo. So Namelix recommended the word Aloma, and I really like the sound of it. It sounds like a kawaii aloha type word, but if I go here, I wanna make sure I can actually get a good domain before I start working on a logo. So I would say anything with .co, .com, .shop, .store, those are all solid domains. So going on to my new Shopify store, if you go to the bottom left into your settings and then you can go into domains, you can actually buy your specific domain using Shopify, and that makes the transfer process really easy. So I just did that for aloma.store, but what you would personally do is just type your domain in here and then you can see if it's available for purchase. So let's say I did Aloma and yeah, it's saying .com's not available. So it will suggest some other ones that I can just buy from here, and it makes the process really simple to connect. Now, to design a professional logo in a few minutes, all you have to do is either use BrandCrowd and then type your name and then see what kind of symbol or design you're really feeling. You can buy one of these for about $10. So super simple, ton of different options, or you can just go to a website like thefont.com, type in the word of your brand, and then just see what font is really speaking to you. And I would say a few of them that I really like if we go onto Canva right here. So here's a list of the fonts I really love, like Horizon, Pragmatica, Stretch Pro. These are all really solid and it's up to your preference. So serif fonts are usually a good font family to go around and play with. But I also like this Chef font that's on Canva. It actually looks really, really good. And it's basically just the Mont Serif font. So if you just click on that, could have that like that, and you could either bold it, unbold it. Now what some people do is they'll sometimes bold half of their name and then the other half they'll leave unbolded, and then you can add a little R on the top of it just like this, and it does look super, super nice and professional. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit and you'll see the final result. I got to admit, this looks absolutely schmexy. We got it all stretched out. It's looking good. We're going to get this in black, get it in white, also with this R, and I would say we got our logo, domain, and name ready to go. Now, before we get into Shopify, I want to talk a little bit about your color scheme. Now, for me personally, I think to keep it simple, you should just do black and white, but you can also throw in an accent color for your add to cart button so it stands out. So green is obviously the best add to cart color. You could do red, blue. I personally, though, with my color scheme, like to keep it pretty neutral. So I'll do black, white, and maybe a beige or a brown or a gray. I like to really model the Skims Kim Kardashian brand look. I think it looks really, really solid and professional. I really do like this neutral color palette. It looks so nice. So you can grab some color codes right here. Very simple. So I'm going to grab this one, and I think that is going to be our third color. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to strap in, put your hard hat on, because we're about to do that nitty gritty work that a bunch of you sissies don't want to do. And this is that down in the dirt, get your fingernails dirty, because we are going to do the back end of your Shopify store. Now, this stuff, you just set it up once and you're good to go. So let's just cover it, because I know you want to skip it. It's boring. It's not making $1 million in one day, but you do need to have these pages and things set up. So first off, when you are on your Shopify, go to the sales channel online store and then go to pages. Now you're not going to have all these pages here. You are going to have to set these up manually, but for the policies, Shopify already has some automatic templates that all you have to do is fill in the placeholders. So if you go to these settings just like this, then you want to go down to your policies and then you'll just click create from template, just like this, for your privacy policy, terms of service, and your refund. So those 3 pages, just copy and paste. All you have to do is, let's say we copy this. So we just copied a refund policy. So if we go to the top right, all you do, paste it here. And then for the title, we would do our refund policy. Now, other mandatory pages you want to have that Shopify actually has templates for, if you see right here in theme template, is a contact us page. So they automatically have one that you can use. Now, I typically like to add a few bits of text, just one sentence, I believe, where I just say, hey, leave us an email, or you can use this form if you have any questions about your order. But they already have a good template where you can fill in a form. Now, they also have a track order template, which is really, really solid. So all these templates are already built in. Usually, I'll just show you what I have here. So for any questions, send us an email, simple as that. And for the track your order page, I actually do use some custom code to have this right here, but you can always use the track order theme template as well. Now, if you want this code, let me know in the comments down below and I'll shoot it over to you. And outside of that, I do have a cancel order policy page, so you can copy this text, super easy. And then I have a shipping info page as well, and you're pretty much good to go. So now let's go to your menu design. Now, lots of people will have home in their main menu, but I find that's a little bit redundant because people know they can just click your logo to go to your homepage. So for the main menu, I keep it simple: bestsellers, contact us, track your order. Now, in order to link these pages, you have to do a specific thing. So if we add a menu item, we can go here to our pages. And as we click pages, then we can do track your order like that, and automatically updates the title. How convenient is that? So you just do that for all these different pages. The contact us, same one that you already have made in your pages section. Now for your footer menu, these are all of the pages I have here. I really just have the policies in most cases. I find you don't really need more than that. So this would be how you want to set up your menus ideally. Phew. All right, now we got to open up the hood of your store and go deep down into your settings. Now, first thing that is a mandatory thing to set up is your payment options. You need a credit card processor and ideally another option like PayPal. I know a lot of people hate PayPal, you have your gripes, and I understand that. So I would recommend getting a PayPal business account and obviously making sure you have apps that automatically sync your tracking number so you don't deal with the holds that everyone else has. So Shopify Payments is a great option for beginners. You just complete the account setup, which means you just link your bank account so they can automatically wire you the money after usually 1 to 2 business days. And then same thing with PayPal. Usually you automatically get the money though from PayPal. Now going down to your checkout settings, there's a few things I want to do here, and I would just make sure you copy these settings so they can either check out with phone number or email, only require last name. All these are good, email pre-selected, and of course, hey, if people are feeling generous and they want to give you a tip, go for it. I usually want to do 5, 10%, and 15%. And you'd be surprised. Like, you can make some extra money. Some people will tip you when they think you are a little bit of a newer brand. So definitely add that. It doesn't hurt at all. And then with these order status pages, that's just going to be for, tracking if you have Google Analytics, stuff like that. But that's going to be a little bit further down the line. That's way past your level. So checkout settings, we're good to go. And then I would say really the final thing you should worry about is your shipping and delivery. So if you go into creating a new profile, it's probably going to look something like this, where you want to create a zone. Now, I usually just like to have one shipping zone where I include all the countries I'm going to be advertising to. So the name really doesn't matter. I can just name this shipping like this. And then I want to select usually the big 4 countries of where you're going to be advertising to. So in this case, we do Australia, we might do UK, we might do United States, and also, of course, include our neighbors in the North, Canada as well, eh? And then when it comes to the actual rates themselves, I usually have these 3 options. So I'll have a free shipping option, priority insured shipping, and then a 3-month warranty plus priority insured shipping. So these are nice upsells. Now, ignore the prices a little bit because this isn't usually how I like to set things up. I'll explain why I did it this way in the future, but for now, how you should set it up is free shipping is free, of course. 3-month warranty is the most expensive option at $4.99, $6.99, and then priority insured shipping is usually half the cost that you're charging for the 3-month warranty option. So just to show you how to set that up real quick, you would want to type the name in here with a use flat rate. So just copy and pasting priority insured shipping. So for this option, I would charge $3.99 on it. Now you can have conditional pricing, which means this option only shows up if a certain condition is met, which is what I had there. Now you don't need to have this in the beginning. I actually wouldn't recommend it. So I would just have, no matter what the order volume is, people are going to see those 3 options where they can either get free shipping, priority insured, or whatever they want. So now let's talk a little bit about apps. Now, if you look at my app list, I know you're going to have your jaw dropping to the ground. You're going to be incredibly intimidated. You're going to say, there's no way I need that many apps. And you are correct. This is my app stack, but I wouldn't recommend all of these if you're a beginner. In fact, we'll talk about the main ones I really recommend. And the first one would be AutoDS, which is actually the sponsor of today's video. Now with AutoDS, it is the #1 place to import, source, and fulfill your orders. So for our current dropshipping store with the electric knee massager, I would just grab this link and import it using the add products feature, which as you can see right here, if we grab our URL and then all we have to do, paste it, and we can then start editing the product and then publish it to our store. And whenever we get an order, it would show up in the order section of AutoDS where we can easily fulfill it. Now, AutoDS doesn't only do that. In fact, they actually have a winning product section. So if you are doing some product research, you can actually see some of the top winning products that are right now working for other stores that are using AutoDS. So they use that information to cultivate a good list that you can personally use. So it saves you a ton of time. And they also have a winning TikTok ads buy tool. So you can see some winning ads, familiarize yourself with how you should be creating your ads as well. And if there's a certain product where you're having trouble finding a good supplier, I would definitely look on AutoDS for that product and you will usually find an amazing supplier. In fact, they even have an option where you can post sourcing requests, which I actually did for this product right here. If you go into your sourcing request section, you can see I got a much better option. In fact, every single product I wanted to get sourced was sourced for me, and it was at a very good price, $5 for this cube light that I wanted to sell. And it has 6-day shipping. So fast shipping, great prices. Really, AutoDS is something that you have to be using if you're serious about your dropshipping store. And you can sign up using the link in the description to get a 30-day free trial. But yes, continuing what we're doing, you want to add your product using AutoDS and then click the edit now option. Now from here, really you can choose to obviously do your product name, choose what images you want to carry over from AliExpress. So I would obviously choose the ones that look good. I usually am going to import all of them, and then from Shopify, I'll determine which ones I want to get rid of. But for the sake of this, we're going to need to add all of them. And then when we go into the other sections, nothing really super important. All of this stuff, again, we're going to customize in Shopify. So what I do is save and import to our store. Now I have a full video covering all the apps I absolutely love to use and why I recommend them. But for the sake of this video, some of the main apps would be TrackPal, which allows you to move your tracking numbers from Shopify to PayPal automatically without you having to manually do it for every single order. So that way it's going to just prevent any chargebacks and holds. I also recommend Bucks Currency Converter, which is a free currency converting app, which automatically detects the IP address of your customer. So if they're from the UK, it will then convert your currency from whatever your native currency is. So in my case, US dollars to euros. In fact, actually, you know, if you're British and you have to be independent, I guess it's Great British Pounds in that case. Now, another app, BundleBear. BundleBear works super well with an app called Kaching. This is how we do our offers that are irresistible. You need to have these two apps because this is the #1 factor that determines your conversion rate. How good is your offer and the way you structure it? So you don't want to have just a vanilla, okay, here's our product, you can buy one and it's 50% off. That's what every single person does. So you want to incentivize people to buy more, save more money, and really show that you have a great perceived value offer. So the way you can do that is using BundleBear, and with BundleBear, you can do offers that are bundle deals where, hey, let's say someone buys one of our jacket, then if they buy another one, maybe it's free or there's a certain discount on it. So we can actually do a quick example right here. So as an example, you can see with this TheraBelt, I'm offering it right now for $90, but let's say I want to do a free gift where, hey, if they buy one, they get the second one free. So you can see right there, the perceived value is so much greater. So you can create some really good offers using this app, and you don't have to make it free. You can just do a discount as well, 30%, but typically, I find if you want to do volume discounts, the best app for that is Kaching. It is really solid. It's the same app that 8-figure dropshippers like Bleem use, and I'll show you an example, to craft bundle and save offers that allow them to scale their brand. Because if they were just doing, hey, here's an offer for buying one, they would not have scaled to the brand and the level they are currently at. They had to increase their average order value and make each customer more valuable. And the way to do that is by offering more products or complementary products or more of the same but with a higher discount. So with Kaching, you can do a volume discount offer. All you have to do, bundle deal ends at midnight. Here's how I typically like to structure my offers. And if we scroll on down, as you can see right here, if you buy two, I have this most popular badge turned on, and I have the label as you save whatever the amount I have discount. So in this case, 15%, so 15%. And then for buying three, we actually have a 20% discount. So let me fix that error and we'll do 20%. And then you can customize the colors. So I'm doing that beige color code that we talked about earlier, and then I'm doing a slightly lighter version of that if someone selects the variant. So again, really nuanced, and you can customize this to your color scheme. And then the final three apps we'll play around with is Flash Page Speed Optimizer, which if you download this and just refresh the score one time, it will instantly make your website 3, 4, sometimes 5x faster than what it was originally at, because it lazy loads your website, which means when someone clicks to go to your product page, your website doesn't just load the product page, it loads every single other page you have available. So your track your order page that you made, your refund policy, all those things load too, but this app prevents that from happening so that your phone, your computer loads only the product page, which makes your website so much quicker. As you can see right here, my website's now at 1.2 seconds compared to 10 seconds. If you click a link and it takes 10 seconds to load, I can guarantee you're gonna get bored and you're gonna swipe off. So that's gonna make a huge difference in conversion rate. Now the other two apps, Upcart, this is going to be an app that once someone clicks add to cart, you have a customized add to cart drawer that looks super freaking professional. So just to show you a few things that you can do here, if you click the edit cart right here, I can add an announcement banner that has a countdown timer to give people some urgency to buy today. I really do like this upsell right here. Now this one is a cheat code if you want to increase your AOV. So all you have to do to actually get that set up, if you go to add-ons like this, then do shipping protection. I label this priority processing and skip the line. People will pay $3, $4, sometimes up to $8 to skip the line and get their order faster. So this is a great upsell to increase AOV, especially if you're selling cheaper products and you really do need that margin. Now, other things you can do, as you can see right here, is having the dynamic checkout button. So PayPal, Apple Pay, all these are available straight from the cart page. So they don't even have to go through your checkout process, which again, limits the amount of friction and will increase your conversion rate. So I highly recommend having Upcart. And of course, you can add an upsell to this cart page by upgrading your order, and then you can choose, again, in this case, the relief belt. Now, I'd probably make a second version of this relief belt where it's slightly more discounted, so we incentivize people to buy that second version. But again, so many things you can do with this amazing app. And then our final app of the day, this is my review app that I love. Now, I know you probably have heard of Luke's and A Reviews and all the top ones. I personally like LAI product reviews the most, and the reason why is because you can import reviews not just from AliExpress, but also from Amazon, and those are the top tier, most authentic reviews for your product. And again, I don't find it that disingenuous. Now, for a legal disclaimer, you shouldn't be importing reviews from other listings on the internet, even if it's for the same product, because why would anyone on the internet ever use fake reviews? Everyone knows everything on the internet is true. There's no liars, and definitely your competition is using real reviews, and they're all authentic, and they all go to church every single Sunday. So you can play around with this. Again, as an example, this is just for educational purposes. I would never do this on one of my stores. When you do import reviews, you can go to the import queue, and you can see right here for our different products, we have all the reviews from Amazon, and you can choose which ones to approve. And if you want, you can also, play around, edit it a little bit. Again, legal disclaimer, I wouldn't recommend doing that. But if you were asking me what makes a good authentic review, I would say mention the specific pain points that the customer went through, the alternative products, so it sounds relatable and that they have struggled and had the problem for a while. Then mention their transformation with the product, the benefits, the use cases. And of course, if you can throw in the name of your product in there, the name of your brand, how you got the product very fast, it was good shipping times, that would make some really good reviews. So again, if you did have the power to edit reviews, then that might be something I would consider adding. So now let's talk about Shopify themes. Now, I would say you don't need your Shopify theme to be perfect by any means. In fact, there are some great free Shopify themes out there on the market, like Dawn, Refresh, and Sense. You can do some great things if you really play around and customize with it. But currently, my favorite theme at the moment is Shrine. It has a lot of customizations I love. And if you want to even make it more powerful, you can get an app on the App Store called Sections, where you can buy different sections that are not natively on your current theme. So for me personally, the ones I typically will buy every single time is the Trustpilot section, the Video Grid section, and the Scrolling Logo Cloud. So just to show you, for instance, this Video Grid section will allow me to import different videos I have of my product, testimonials, and that just adds another layer of social proof that, again, most themes don't natively have as an option. So I can just click play and people can see testimonials and good product demo videos, which dramatically improves your conversion rate. Now, the other sections also improve your social proof and trust and authority that your website has, which of course will improve your conversion rate. Like this Trustpilot section, I can't lie, it is super overpowered. If you have a problem-solving product and you know people are naturally going to have fear towards buying because of past experiences with other products, then this is something that most websites, 99.9% of dropshipping stores, do not have, and it's just such a great layer of trust. All right, my fellow artists, it is time to start painting on our blank canvas, our easel. And we have to start with the homepage. Now, with the homepage, about 2% of your traffic is actually going to click onto this page. So it is not nearly as important as you think. You can have a very basic layout. In fact, I'll just show you real quick. You can have a main menu, a banner. These are all the different sections you can have, like best sellers, some unique selling points about your hero product, which at the moment you don't have a hero product that you're scaling, so I wouldn't include that stuff. Social proof, review app, call to action. All right, so let's just do this real rapid fire. You can just 2x this because it will be super simple. So the horizontal ticker, I would say we don't need. Now for the announcement bar, I do like to turn that on and have some sort of urgency or social proof. So you can do over 50,000 happy customers, or we could do 40% off sale, ends at midnight, or ends today. So we're going to do ends at midnight exclamation like that. Now, I do want to customize the color because this is what the default theme is going to be. It's going to be mainly red. And I would say our accent color that we agreed on is going to be a beige. So we're going to just enter the color code like that. And I already like how this is going. Now, for our accent color, we decided it's going to be black. So we can choose, do we want to make our announcement bar black? Do we want to make it the beige? It's really up to us. I actually think we're going to go with the inverse here. Yeah, black is the way to go. Now, in terms of the header, we're going to have to go to our theme settings, then click on logo, and we're going to scroll on down to find the one that we created here. So we have both a black and white version. I actually am going to lean towards the white one, and I want to see how this looks with having the menu also black as well. I think that's going to look super sick. So let's definitely lower the width because we don't want this bar to be enormous. It should not take up anywhere near this amount of space. In fact, we may actually have to choose a slightly different image. Yeah, so you can see right here, this is 500 by 500. You want to make sure your logo is usually more of a hot dog format, which means a lot of width, not a lot of height. So really, this should be about 500 width, but the height should be maybe 100 or 200. So let me update that. Bada bing, bada boom, we got it right there. So let's go back and then upload our image just like this. So we're gonna do this all in one take because I am one take Tony. What can I say? The boy doesn't stutter. He doesn't make any mistakes. So there we go, we got it. And yes, that menu, much more condensed, much more concise, and every single square inch, all the real estate on your website does matter. So yeah, this menu should not take up that much space. Now, I would say the next step is we do need to change this color of the background. So if we go down here, we can see background 1. Let's try inverse. Oh, that looks nice. That looks pretty nice. Now we may end up making the logo a little bit bigger. Doesn't really matter too much now. Our first thing here we do see is a slideshow. I'd say you don't really need a slideshow. In fact, I would actually opt for an image banner. So if you scroll down here to your section, then we'll go click on image banner like this, and we're going to drag it all the way up to the top. All right, so let's start customizing this a little bit. So for text, I'm just going to do shop the latest deals on our featured products. And then I'm just going to do welcome to Aloma. Like really, no one's really going to check out this page, so I'm not too concerned. Now, for the actual banner, I would just use a stock image. It's really not that important either. I mean, obviously, if you have a winning product, put a professional image of that winning product, but we don't have that yet. So usually what most brand general stores will do is they'll have a picture that represents whatever season we're in. So we're currently still technically in winter, I guess, but you know, living in Florida, it's hard to imagine that. So we can actually go, let's say, to staff favorites, and let's see if something kind of matches the aesthetic we like. So we could go with this image. Really, again, I'm not too picky on this section, and I would say let's get rid of this background section as well. So if we scroll on down, we're just gonna have to get rid of the container like that. And I would say it does stand out enough. And then with the button labels, we don't need 2 buttons. We really just need 1, and that's gonna be shop now, and then a link to our bestsellers collection. Now, you may not have a bestsellers collection. In fact, we don't have that yet, so we'll just do all collections like that. For now, that's totally fine. But if you're wondering how you can create collections, you go to your product section, then click on collections, and then you can create a bestsellers just like this, and then choose whatever product you want by clicking on the manual option. So once you click save, as you can see right here, it'll start giving us an option where we can browse the different products. So that's how you do it. Now, if we scroll down, we do have a little bit of a horizontal ticker. So we could put some generic USPs about our brand, how we have fast shipping or good quality, something along those lines. I personally am not going to have it. I would say the comparison table, we also don't need icon bar. Yeah, that's probably going to be where we actually add all of the USPs about our brand specifically. So we'll keep that. Results, we don't need either. Testimonials we'll definitely keep so that we can have a little bit of social proof in this section. And then we have our footer like this. Now for our footer, let's actually customize that a little bit. I would say I like to have 2 menu links going on. So we'll add another menu here. And I like to have the menus typically together like this. So we have quick links. I would say you want to have your footer menu and then you want to have your main menu. So the one on the left we'll have as the main menu instead of footer like this. Cool, that looks nice. And then we're obviously going to make this main menu as our heading. Same thing over here, we'll make this footer menu. Or you can just say policies. In fact, policies is probably a bit better. Policies. And then when it comes to this, I don't like to have a subscribe to our emails. I usually like to have some contact information. So you would make this text and then just fill in a contact email. You can have a virtual phone number. It just adds a layer of professionalism to your brand if you have stuff like this. So I just found a virtual Miami address and we put that right here. And as you can see, this looks really, really nice and it is coming together. So we're going to do contact us. And then I would say overall for the footer, same thing. I want to make it black. I really do like the black look. It looks super clean and professional. So we're definitely getting there. And then I would say final sections we really need for a homepage would be possibly, yeah, a featured collection list, a featured product list, and then, yeah, we might customize these USPs a little bit more. Cool, so we got our featured collection here. So I just need to update the collection with the products that we'll manually select later, but they will show up here. And then if I scroll down, I did add a featured product section. So again, just featured product, you just click on add section, and then you would choose whatever product that you want to highlight personally right here. So it's going to show up like this, but then once you select, so we'll do our Maverick casual bomber jacket, it'll show all these different options. So I definitely get rid of a few of them. You don't need to have all of these. Usually I'm just gonna have the name, price. Now the variants, I wouldn't have, because you're not gonna buy from a homepage. You're gonna want people to first obviously go to the product page. So that's why I keep it just view full details. And then if we scroll on down with the testimonials, I did customize them a little bit. I did have our accent color, the beige, finally kicking in. So I just wrote some quick reviews, and then we had our icon bar here with free shipping, 90-day guarantee, and easy returns. Very simple, and you could easily do this without having a brand. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are now onto our product page for the Maverick Bomber Jacket. So with Shrine, this is what it's gonna look like, where there's a lot of different sections going on. It can be a little overwhelming at once, and this is just your default product page. So what we're gonna do is first click on the products, and then we're gonna create a new template for the new product that we're testing. So in this case, the Maverick Jacket. All right, and in Shopify, we're gonna assign the theme template of Maverick, so that way we have a dedicated product page to our jacket. So let's get into things. Now, this is how you create a 6-figure product page for any clothing product you test. And that's first understanding that your design does all of the heavy lifting, but your job is to maximize the chance of your product selling. Meaning, let's say there's 100 people interested in my bomber jacket, but when they land on my product page, I first off don't have a good size chart. So let's say 5 people don't buy because of that. Then when they scroll down to my reviews, I don't really have any good reviews. They're all pretty generic. So another 5 people drop off because of that reason. Then when we go back up, we don't have any urgency, low stock, a good offer. So another 5 people drop off because of that reason. Then in the product images, all of our images are low res. There's not a lot of variety. There's not any good product demo shots. So another 5 people drop off because of that reason. But if we had all those things, then we would have had 100 buyers. But because we don't, now we only have 70% of the amount of buyers that we could have had if we just maximized our marketing. So while these types of products do sell themselves, and you sell through the visuals by having good images, you have to make sure to have the other things if you really want to maximize the effectiveness of that product. Because yes, it will make sales, but it can make more if you know what you're doing the right way. And of course, you also need a good return policy, because a lot of people will be interested in what that looks like. So let's actually start building on Shrine. Now, I would say the first thing, when we go here to the top, we got the hot product, low stock, all this stuff looks pretty good. Now, when it comes to benefits and copywriting for clothing products, you really don't need any copywriting. That's not what's going to sell these types of products. However, if you are selling, let's say, the more TikTok style clothing, so the jumpers, the shapewear, those aren't just for the design. There actually is some benefits in terms of what it can do for you, in terms of slimming you down, in terms of giving you more confidence. So there actually is more practicality to them. They actually do solve kind of some problems. So then you would want to highlight that in your copywriting. But with this jacket, it's just a jacket. You're buying it because it has a cool design. So we don't really need any real big copy here. So what I'm going to do first off is we are going to get rid of the emoji benefits, as you see on this left side. We are going to also get rid of the quantity bar. From my own testing, almost no one uses that. And when we go to this buy button, there will be an option to also have a dynamic checkout, which you definitely want to have, because this allows people to pay with Apple Pay, Shop Pay. It limits the friction. And if you give people an option to buy easier, it's going to increase your conversion rate. Okay, cool. So let's customize everything else. Now we have this hot product, low stock urgency text, which I actually will keep, and we will have some urgency for sure. So this is where we can do the low stock available, or we can do something regarding our sale. So our current sale at the moment is 36%. We're just going to round that to 35% off. Sale ends at midnight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we'll customize that just a little bit later, just having that there though. And with the variant picker, I personally am not going to have this here. I'm going to leave it, but when we are using our bundle apps, these will actually override this section. And just to show you a quick example, it'll basically look like this right here. So don't worry about that. Just leave it for now. Now, when we're scrolling on down, so this is our example description. You don't need a whole lot. Really, your description just needs to handle the features and specifications, so people will not buy if they don't know specific materials, how you wash it. You just want to handle all potential objections. And with clothing, these are the main ones. So make sure to have something like this. And when we scroll on down, we don't need really any of these sections. You want to keep it short, simple, and sweet with your clothing pages. So we might keep the rich text, so I'll actually keep it there for now. The comparison table, that's for problem solving products. Before and afters, also a problem solving product type thing. Icon bar, you could have an icon bar depending on the product. Again, if you're selling like a shapewear type of product, you could have, again, an hourglass figure as one of the icons, etc., for your 3 main benefits. But for our product, we don't need that. Vertical ticker, don't need. Honestly, we just don't need a whole lot of this. Just keep it simple. Testimonials, we are going to need a testimonial section, but I don't want it like that. And then this is an FAQ. I don't really believe we're going to need something like that for a very simple to understand product. Now, what do we actually need? Because now we are pretty freaking bare bones, I can't lie. And I would even say with this social proof right here, this little quote section, I personally am not the biggest fan. Do I like having social proof? Yes, but I think there's better ways of showing social proof. And we'll get into that when we're designing some product images. But honestly, you don't need a whole lot more than this. So let's get into a few sections we're going to add real quick. So with our apps, we do have a review app with LAI reviews, and we're going to go to the product reviews section. And we are going to drop that on in. So there we go. So our reviews are going to show up there. And then outside of that, we'll have our app ka-ching showing up the bundle section. We'll have a quick little description here. And then honestly, in this first section, we could have some social proof. So actually one of the best sections that I really love with the section app that we were using is the scrolling logo cloud. So from here, we can add some magazines from popular clothing magazines and style guides. So that gives us another layer of social proof, because social proof is big. So let's add a few logos. Okay, so just adding the logos like this, you click on client logo, and I got a giant folder of different logos from magazines that I really like that would fit this type of product. So Vanity Fair could potentially be the last one we do here. And as we can see, it's scrolling pretty fast. So I do want to actually lower that speed just a tad. So let's go over here to our scrolling logo cloud. And then, yeah, scrolling speed 10. I think that's just a tad fast. Let's lower that to, oh, sorry, that actually makes it faster. So let's do something like a 30 here. And yeah, I think that looks much more professional. And then finally, so having some copy here, I usually just like to have my return section. So we'll have a Loma guarantee. So I'll do a quick guarantee that, hey, for any reason, if you need to return the product, we have a 90-day money-back guarantee. All right, so we got our guarantee. We got some social proof that will come in when we add our reviews, some more social proof with the logos, good images. We'll have a good offer. Shipping times. I mean, man, this is really everything you need. You can definitely make sales with this right here. I'm going to do a few bits more polishing, but this is really it. And if you want to write a description, you should, honestly, for clothing products. So for this bomber jacket, I'm just going to look up popular models of bomber jackets, and I'm just going to take 1 or 2 lines. This is where you can copy and paste from another person, and it doesn't really matter. All right, so let's customize some graphics for our clothing product real quick using Canva. Now, the first thing I like to do is I usually will upload my images into an app like Photo Room just to remove the background real quick, and then I can just download or just delete the background, download the image from there. Now, inside of Canva, they have templates for different size charts that you can use and start working on. So I just got this quick little hoodie size chart, as you can see right here. Very simple. Then all I have to do is just add my jacket right here. It already has the width, length, all that stuff. I personally wasn't the biggest fan, but I did like how this chart was laid out. So this is automatically already in Canva Pro. So I just added in my different measurements super quick, added the name of my product, and then boom, we got a nice custom size chart. So for my product, I don't have a lot of video content, but if you do for a clothing product, then I would recommend using that video review section we talked about earlier in this video. But since I have some photo reviews, I definitely want to highlight that to, again, increase the social proof and lower that risk for people to buy. So right now in Canva, I am using these different shapes, and I'm just kind of playing around, making sure they're all on the same height. So we can add 6, we could try to do 8, but I just want to line these up, and then I'll drop in the photos of my customers in here, probably add my logo in the middle, and then we'll have a nice little social proof section. So let me just see real quick what images we have. All right, so we're going to drop in some customer photos into these different placeholders like this, and we're going to have to make it a little bit prettier, I can't lie, but this would give you a quick example of what you can do to customize things. I think I'm going to have to, though, increase the width just a tad so I can fit 8 different images, and then we'll put our logo and make it look nice. All right, so this is how it's looking so far. I did have some where it cuts off just so it has that kind of scrolling effect with things, and then I decided to add my logo, little quick star icons, 5,000 plus reviews. And this honestly took a few minutes to do, nothing too crazy, but it just adds another layer of social proof. So I'm going to download this image and then put it into my product images right here. As you can see, I just added it inside of the media section. So if you want to add a new file, just click add like this. And then in my description, I decided to add my size chart and then also add the social proof section as well. So now it's looking a lot more complete. And here is the final product. So I did increase the price just a little bit because I want to split test, but we got our ka-ching app now in here. As you can see, it's looking real good. And once you assign a product to a certain bundle in Kaching, it automatically will show up in your theme. So you don't really have to worry about adding it into this section here on the left. But this is what it looks like, and this is really solid. Now, again, like I said, if you have a more TikTok type product, then maybe here you would add a new section where you had those video reviews instead, or maybe you add another section where you can do some text describing the benefits of the product, and then maybe you'd have a GIF showing off the product. Because if you have video content, you should definitely have 1 or 2 GIFs that show off the product in action with inside your product images and possibly also in your description. Now, we could leave the product page the way it is, but there is a free underground tool that I use that improves the quality of your images, and of course will improve your conversion rate if you are a clothing brand. So let's take this horrible low res pixel AliExpress image and try to upscale it a bit more using a tool like Foocus. Now, as you can see right here is the difference, and it is almost night and day. You just see the quality, the sharpness. It looks much more professional when you use this tool to upscale it, and all you have to do is just add your image right here, click the upscale button, click generate, and you are good to go. And when you have images with people too that are low res, oh my goodness, the difference is night and day. So if you're selling a clothing product, you should upload all of your images to a tool like this to improve them by around 20-30%, and you will make more money for free. All right, so now let's go into our shrine, and we're gonna create a new template over for our electric knee massager. So getting into things, first off, we're gonna change that product name to Thermaflex trademark heated shoulder and knee massager. That looks much better. And yeah, we have some product images here that we're probably going to have to customize because they don't really tell us anything about the product. This doesn't do much, but because of the way they're designed, we could definitely cut these out, add our own backgrounds, add our own text, and make these graphics definitely stand out so we improve our conversion rate. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But again, let's just go through the bare bones here. With this at the top, same thing with the urgency text, we're gonna have our offer of 40% off. Cool, so we got that. I would definitely keep the bullet point benefits. We're gonna need it for this type of product. The variant picker we're going to keep as well. Quantity we will get rid of. Same thing obviously with the buy buttons. We wanted to make sure to have dynamic checkout going on. And then when we scroll on down the description, we are going to play around with that. Again, with this quote section, not the biggest fan of this type of review. We're gonna make our own, obviously. And then we scroll on down. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of that. So talking about your brand rich text, we could keep it. I personally am just gonna actually have all the description in my product description section. So I'm not going to actually add more than that. We're going to get rid of our horizontal ticker. The comparison table, we're definitely going to keep. We want to compare it to different options, and we'll have some benefits we lay out here. Before and after, this isn't really a visual product. You can't see the difference, so I'm going to get rid of that. Icon bar, we could have. I'm going to get rid of it. Vertical ticker, all this stuff. With the results, definitely for a product like this, we are going to have testimonials. We should have some testimonial section. I could have it in this format where it's like multiple columns, but I actually will do a multiple columns section. So let's actually add that. So we'll do multi-column like this. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is just add an image in each column instead. So we're gonna talk about how to make your own reviews and make it look nice. And then finally, this FAQ section, yes, we are going to have. So we're going to just do that. And then we'll add our own questions using a ChatGPT prompt or looking on Amazon. All right, so let's start playing around. I'm going to move this multi-column just a bit higher because I actually want to highlight our social proof pretty much immediately. Then, yeah, we can do our comparison table, results, FAQ. Obviously, we're going to need a section for our reviews as well. So let's add our app of LAI reviews just like this. Then we are going to move it on up a little bit more. All right, so let's take a look. So we're gonna have a description here. We're gonna have some highlighted reviews here, comparison, results. Honestly, now that we have the review section and FAQ underneath, I would like to have one final social proof section because we did buy that Trustpilot section. I think it actually looked really, really good here, especially for a product. When it's a health product, you need a lot of social proof. You really need to have people convinced that this is the product for them. And the only way you can do that is show other people that have bought the product and have experienced the desired transformation. So yeah, let's get the Trustpilot in here. And oh my God, that looks so good. I can't lie. Now it's about where do we want to put this? I'm going to put this probably right above our actual customer review section here. So yeah, we'll have reviews. It's just going to be tons and tons of social proof, which yeah, for a product like this, you're going to need it. So how do you start building a high converting product page for a problem solving product? Well, this is all about your marketing, baby. So you need to understand your target audience, their desires, the transformations, the benefits, what problems are they currently having? What stage of awareness are they currently at? Do they know they have a problem? Do they know there's different solutions out there? There's a lot of different things you have to understand if you are going to effectively sell to people, because you have to basically be in their shoes. You have to understand what they're currently thinking when they go into your product page, what objections they're possibly going to have. You have to essentially be a mind reader. So what we do is we have to go to Amazon, different places where we can read reviews. I have a whole how to market document that if you're in one of my courses or you're a coaching student, I break down my entire process of marketing new products from scratch, even if I don't know the market. But basically, you just have to read reviews. You cannot skip this step. You have to understand who's the audience, what do they really care about, and the way you do that is through pattern recognition. You read a ton of reviews and see, what am I reading over and over and over again are the main objections, the main problems, the main benefits. And if you want to speed run this process, you could have a good ChatGPT prompt where I have one right here, as you can see right here, where I just drop in some of the top reviews for our knee/shoulder massager. And then I just tell ChatGPT, okay, cool, create some different headlines, create some benefits. And ideally you want to have a template for your description when it comes to problem solving products. So for me, this is my exact template right here. You can copy it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to have this copied and pasted though, let me know in the comment section down below and leave a like on this video. This better have at least 500 freaking likes because I'm an attention whore and I need the algorithm to finally notice me. I've been on YouTube for 6 years now and I am tired of being underrated. Now, once you have this, we can see here some good punchy headlines, some bullet points, and yes, it is starting to write out a good starting point for our product description. I would say with ChatGPT, it's going to get you about 75 to 80% of the way there, but that extra 20% does matter, and you have to refine this because usually with these types of prompts, the copy comes out a little flat and emotionless, and that's where, as a human, you start to polish it a little. So now we have a basic description that we have copied and pasted over to our store, but now we're going to need some graphics that actually tell people why they should buy our product and the desired transformation. So we are going to use Photo Room. This is by far the best app, and I did find some more images from different suppliers on the internet, which you should do for any product that you're selling, especially clothing, but also for this type of product. Now with this app, it has templates already built in that are really, really amazing. So I love the minimal shop where you can go through and choose kind of a pastel type background. So we'll have to play around, see which one really matches the vibe of our type of product. It could be this blue. So it did make the images a bit smaller, so we'd have to obviously increase the size, but that's really not too bad. Or you can go for more of a cream style color here. So they got tons of different options. So the minimal shop is my favorite section, but you can play around, and as you can see, it edits all of your images if you are using the batch mode. So that's really, really helpful. But now, when it comes to your first image on your product page, the hero image, what I typically will do is have the best shot of a product. So it's probably going to be this one right here. Now, when it comes to all these like different waves, I think that looks a little cheesy. So let's actually start editing around a little bit. So I'm going to do the retouch tool. We're going to just do this, do that, get rid of this, bada bing, bada boom, we're done. Now we can still see the outlines for that. So what we're going to have to do is actually use the cutout tool. We're going to erase those certain sections. Now I know on this version, you can't actually really see it, but I believe it was around this area. So let's just click confirm and bada bing, bada boom. Now we have a fully cut out image. Now let's say, for instance, we don't even want this background and we just want to get this image now without anything. We can just do this, make it full size. And this is going to be our hero image for now. Now, when it comes to the background, I'm probably going to go for more of a white cream type background, and then with this I want to have a money back guarantee as my opening image so we can handle any objection. Alrighty, so I found this kind of marble style background which I really like. So we're gonna make this full size just like that, add our image right here, bada bing bada boom, make it full size. And then yeah, all I want to do is just add a money back guarantee. So I'm going to go to elements, I'm going to look up money back, and let's just see if we can get a quick little badge that we can edit. And we don't need this to be super great, so we'll just choose this one, 30 days, that will work. We'll put that in the top left corner, just like that. And then we may also want to consider putting in our logo. So let's grab that here, a little black, put that in the bottom right corner. So usually I put the logo in all of my custom product images. So again, just gives that feeling of branding and will improve the trust. Now, when it comes to making benefit graphics, you can use the templates on Canva. They're pretty solid, or you can make your own using the different elements. I personally do not have a creative bone in my body. I'm kind of autistic when it comes to art. I can't even draw stick figures. So I like to use creative.os. Now with this tool, it basically gives you graphics from top brands and it will give you the template. So you just click on Canva. So let's say I really like this template. In fact, I'm not really feeling that one, but this one right here, 100% we could use, just plug in our product images. So we'll just use template for a new design. It'll load in, and then this is the template. So let's actually start customizing this a little bit. So I have the cutout version of one of our product images. And let's see how this is going to look. So let's grab the big double barrel shotgun version of our knee massager right here. And with the background, again, we're probably going to make it coherent and consistent by having that cream color. So we'll change this out a little bit later. But when it comes to these little, I mean, and this is nothing too crazy. It just has certain elements with an arrow and text. So we're just going to move these a little bit more outside so we can increase the size of our knee massager. So let's just add that one more time. And that's looking a little bit better. We're going to make this a little more professional, get rid of the bottom text, add our logo in the bottom right there. And then when it comes to the headline, yeah, we should definitely look at our ChatGPT prompt. So we have transform your daily commute, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, not the best headlines in the world. I want them to be more personalized to the transformation. So I'm going to do some brainstorming and I'll come back to you. So here we go right here. This would be the main transformation in my opinion. Say goodbye to years of shoulder and knee pain. That's what they really want. People don't buy products for the sake of buying products. They buy it for a certain solution, transformation, or desire. So that is the desire. Get rid of your shoulder and knee pain. Then we had a few bullet point benefits that I grabbed from our ChatGPT prompt. So if we scroll on down, some of the benefits. So I just shortened them up a little bit. And there we go. Orthopedic recommended, arthritis relief, use anytime, anywhere. Super simple, nothing too crazy. And if you're wondering about fonts, I use the Bebas New. It looks really professional. And then I use the Now Bold for the different bullet point benefits. So let's just create one more quick graphic, and I'm going to grab this image right here. Let's make it full size. And I do like to have some sort of social proof graphic where it's like a quote from a magazine. So out of the different logos, I feel like Men's Journal or Men's Health, that's definitely going to be the one we do. So we have a little bit of space in this top left. Maybe we move the product over. Obviously, we're going to have to get this logo and position it forward. That way we can drag this right here. And yeah, I feel like we can add some text in this top left section of just like a quick review, and this would look really nice. So let me add some text. So you don't have to be a super genius to do this, but we just did enjoy painless nights. Took us honestly a few minutes to come up with all these, and I can guarantee when we add all of these different images with the right backgrounds and just adding a little bit of extra polish to these images makes the world of difference. Now, when it comes to polishing up our description, I am going to look at some of our competitors that are selling similar products. So this is another knee massager from brand Acement, and they have a very simple description, and these guys are doing $1 to $2 million a year. They are the top health brand right now in the dropshipping space. They have built a brand, and it's nothing too crazy. I'm going to be honest. It's just 3 sections of a description. There's not even a ton of social proof really. Like, they have social proof here. I will admit that's not bad. They do have a quote at the top, but nothing too crazy with their images. Like, obviously they have more high quality images because they've actually done some custom stuff, but this is very replicatable. And then I did also see Noro, which is another top knee massager health brand, and they have some really, really good copy that we're probably going to move over and customize to our own description template. And then I just grabbed one more template right here, and then I just added a quick image that was already cut out of the knee massager. So we got Meet Thermoflex, got some of our bullet point benefits, but again, all of this stuff was just copy and paste. It's super easy. Font now bold, Bebas for the headline. This took me honestly a minute or two. When you have the templates, man, does it save you a lot of time. Alrighty guys, so we got our graphics in here and it's looking pretty nice, I can't lie. So we do have 2 different audiences for this product, and that's where things are going to get a little interesting, because when that's the case, we need to figure out which audience is obviously more profitable. Is it appealing to the people with knee pain or shoulder pain? So for now, I will admit this is a little bit of an issue that I am trying to mix and match for both, because usually when you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. But for now, I'm just going to stick with that because I have to actually test out the messaging. So we're going to do it like this. And with the description, I just called out the problem. I called out the other alternatives they tried out, because you also have to keep in mind with your marketing, you have to understand what stage of awareness is your target audience. So with people, when they have knee pain, they know they have a problem because they're dealing with it every day. Now, have they tried different solutions? Yes, they usually have tried physical therapy, possibly getting surgery, all these different things. So we need to convince people that we have the best solution, that they need to try out our new thing because it has some sort of method or new form of therapy that, if they did try out, would be the answer. So we need to really sell them not on using our product, but why heat therapy, that specific transformation, is what will make the difference for them. Sorry, it's more of a vehicle. So with a product, you have to have some big idea, unique selling point that makes your product different than everything else. So for us, it is the heat and massage therapy. That is our unique vehicle. So understand what that thing is going to be for your product, because if you don't, and you just try to sell it like everything else, then yeah, people aren't going to be interested in buying. So with our description, this is how it looks like so far. I'm missing one section here where we don't have a graphic. So I'm thinking we do add some more social proof. So now let's talk about making our highlighted customer reviews. Now there's not a lot of custom content for this product in terms of product reviews or really any images. So we're gonna have to make up for it by having a lot of text reviews. So I'm thinking this collage section right now from Bleem is the way we're gonna do this. So we just make a few reviews and then we're gonna make it look really professional by having this collage. So how did they actually go about making this? Well, there's a tool called Zeop where if you add different names from random people, and then you can use a tool like this person does not exist to screenshot the image of this person's face without having the little trademark watermark here. And then all you do is after you add the profile image, just have like a fake name. It could be like Laura Johnson. You add a quick comment. So we just do that, for instance, and then we'll say that they posted 4 hours ago. Add the comment, and as you can see, it appears down here. So then from here, all you have to do is just take a screenshot of this comment, and then we would just add it to a Canva collage. So this is gonna take you a little bit of time, but I did it off camera. And as you can see right here, we have a ton of different screenshots from different people. So we got Alessandra Hughes, Lisa Robinson. Oh my God, they absolutely love this product. I can't believe it. So I just made them some short, some long. There's 5 on one side, 5 on the other. And then we made this little background shape. You just grab it into the elements section, drop it in here. And then yeah, you can customize the color. So it's super cool. Now, the one thing I'd keep in mind when you are doing these screenshots is you should add a shadow effect to give it that 3D effect. So if you click on one of your screenshots, go to edit photo like this, and then click on shadows. This are the exact settings that I like to have. So this is it. Not too crazy. All right, so now let's go past our description and actually get into these different sections. So realistically, all I'm gonna have to do is probably use ChatGPT to come up with some different custom reviews, just like this one right here. I could also move some from Amazon if I really wanted to, but yeah, we're just gonna need a ton of text reviews here. We're gonna need to have some example results, comparison table. Honestly, for this, I'm just gonna add my logo for the My Store. So let's just add our logo. All right, so that looks pretty nice. And then for the actual name, I don't know if I wanna do comparison table. I'm probably gonna do Thermaflex versus others or versus competition, something like that. And then I'll have some text that says like why people trust us over everyone else. But for this multi-column section, we do need to have some highlighted customer photo reviews. So I was able to find a few images off of Amazon. There was not a lot. I'm going to be honest. It was very bare bones, but we can definitely spice them up and make them look really good using a tool like tweetgen.com. So with tweetgen, it would be the exact same process. So let's just say we have someone like Gary H. We would upload a profile image using the this person does not exist. Super simple. And then we would add their actual customer reviews. So if you click on these 3 dots, then add image, this is where we would drop in the actual review image. So let's just say, for instance, for the sake of things, this one right here, then we do a quick little tweet. So, hey, I love this product. Again, just copy over something from ChatGPT like this. Now, you do have to have a little bit more nuance when it comes to tweets. Usually you want to make them obviously sound personalized and like a human's writing it. So keep that in mind. Sometimes ChatGPT is not the best. Like, after trying numerous products, I'm so glad I found this one. It helped me regain mobility. We're going to spice this up and make it a little bit more human. But then underneath here, we just randomize this. And then when it comes to the actual post date, we are going to do 2024. And then we're going to do probably February something, February 4th. And alrighty, so we just added 3 like this, and I can't lie, it looks pretty nice. So I've had shoulder issues for as long as I can remember, but finally I found a massager that works. Then I just did a quick tag to my brand like this. Guys, this doesn't take a whole lot of time, but just look at how far this has come along. We have social proof, we have branded product images, everything's looking really nice. And then I added some few bullet points from ChatGPT. This honestly could work right here. So with my ChatGPT prompt, I also asked it to write a 90-day money-back guarantee, have a comparison chart with different benefits right here. And we just honestly added all these things, the FAQ as well. So this is what the final product will look like for us. So we got the Thermaflex versus others. We got the check marks right here. If you're wondering how to do the check marks, it'll have it in this section down below so you can choose what to do. Scrolling on down, so the Aloma guarantee. So right now we're doing the 30-day guarantee because I couldn't find a batch for 90-day, but I'm sure we could customize one if we wanted to a little later. So we got this text from ChatGPT, and then I just added a few quick things on, okay, 96% of people reported they got the benefit. Another few percent got another benefit. So just have 3 desired transformations and benefits. This looks much more professional. Added a few reviews here. Added the FAQ section down below. So we just customized the text. So as you can see, when you click on one of the rows, add your heading, add the answer underneath. Super simple. So I don't think anything here really needs further explanation or detail. Honestly, guys, I believe this product page is ready to go. So the final thing we're going to do before launching these products and creating ads is doing an A/B split test. So using A/B convert, we're going to click create new test, and we can choose what split test do we want to do. Now, for me personally, I'll either split test the offer or the price point first off, because that's the most important thing. You can have one offer that converts at 2% and then another offer that converts at 4%. So that's double the amount of money just by split testing this one variable. So I always recommend having a split test. So for me with the Maverick jacket, I think we're going to do a price split test. So we'll try $57.99 versus $47 as we mentioned earlier on in this video. And the way to do that, we just do create a price test, choose our product at the moment. So let's say for instance, it was this self-stirring mug, just because we already have this test set up. So you would have 50% of traffic going to your original product page, 50% to the new product page that only has a new price. So the original price for this product is $25. So then we could do the test at 35, compare out, we'll do 59. And then for this product, we'll do compare out at 49. We'll just customize that later. But this is just showing you how to get things set up. Click create test, and then you are good to go. All you would have to do from here is when you are launching your ads is grab the URL from the original product page. So in this instance, it would have been the $25 price point. And then half of that traffic that will go to the product page at $25 will be redirected post-click to the new product page, which is $35. So half will see 25, half will see 35. Then you can compare the traffic and analytics to see which one makes you more money. So now that we have that set up, what will happen is A/B convert will create a second version of your product page in Shopify. So as you can see, now we have two versions of the Maverick, one at $47, one at $57. But what will happen is that they will be on the same product page template, but the reviews from LAI don't move over. So meaning your original will have all the reviews, the second version will have no reviews. So you have to move them over. And in LAI, that's actually really simple. So if you go to products just like this, we can actually choose one of our products, click on this three dots, and then we would copy the reviews to the second version that we made. So it would just be like this, click on copy, and then all the reviews would move over to that second product page, and then boom, they're the exact same, and the only difference is that price split test you're doing. Now, the other important thing to split test is your offer. So the way to do that with A/B convert would be a URL redirect test. So how you would set this up, let's say we have our Maverick jacket. So we could have a BOGO deal on one version, and then we would set that up with our Bundle Bear app. And then with Kaching, we would set up a volume discount app on the second version. So we'd have two versions of the Maverick inside of Shopify, one with the BOGO, one with the volume discount. And then we would do a URL redirect test. So in here, all we would do is grab the URL. So this would be the URL for the BOGO page right here. And this would be the URL for our volume discount right here. And then 50% of traffic will go to one, 50% will go to the other one. And then we can compare which offer does better. So if you're doing an offer split test, then do a URL redirect test. All right, home stretch people, you have the website fully set up, you have your split test, and you are already ahead of 99% of dropshippers because they are not split testing their product page and making their product page at that level. So congratulations if you did all that work. Final step is we need to create ads for our product. So for clothing products, really the main thing is that they do sell themselves. So you can a lot of times just use the image from your supplier. Now, I find the biggest thing I like to split test is the actual presentation of the product. So I'll usually have white background images versus staged background images versus my own AI background images. Then maybe I'll have a carousel or a collage. So those are really the big things you can do. You can also obviously split test videos if you have video content as well. But for this product, as we can see, we have our photo room in here. And obviously, we can choose the different templates. We could have one of the backgrounds, but I actually want to play around with the AI background feature. So we're going to actually create a background. And let's go for like a wood type background. I kind of want to do like a dark wood type. And we'll just see what happens. Oh my good googly moogly. I'm about to bust. Those look sexy. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. That is so cool. Cool. So I would definitely say we would download these and we could test these as our own single image ads, or we could definitely do a collage format. So we could just gather all of the single shots and we want to make sure they kind of look exactly the same. So obviously these are the same pose. So we'd want those to be grouped together, maybe more of the slanted poses to be together, but that's pretty sick, I can't lie. So I generated them a few times, and this is the background that I really like, this dark wood. Now, obviously, you can play around with a bunch of different ones. You can do a black kind of background, a white background. There's a lot of different ones and variations, but here was a collage of the images from our supplier. Here are our AI background ones, and then here's just white background collage of the different images. So we'll split test collages versus the white background, all that stuff, and we'll get into that during the Facebook setup, but these are basically all the ad creatives we're going to need for a clothing product. Now, the hard part for a lot of you guys is going to be with the problem solving product, because you really need to understand marketing at a deep level to come up with winning high converting ads for problem solvers. And that takes a lot of skills. So if you have never really edited ads before and done much marketing, the best chance for you to be successful is going to be ripping content that has already been proven to work. So you should look up your product and then on TikTok, see what are the top videos that are getting lots of views and also have purchase intent comments. So usually you want videos with at least 100,000 views. So let's just say, for instance, this is our product. We would want to see, yes, where can I get this? Where do I buy? I want one, blah, 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 because that tells us that this video isn't just engaging. It doesn't just get views, but actually people are willing to buy after watching it. And that's a whole different style. You don't want ads that just get people to click, because you can just set a product on fire and people will be interested. But if you have an ad that actually lays out the benefits, the transformations, the use cases, and then also is engaging enough for people to watch, then that is the best ad. So after going on TikTok and do a bunch of searching, I did come up with some concepts that I really do like after seeing similar products. It doesn't have to be the exact one, but now we have a bunch that we can model. So from what I saw, the best ads were usually just videos of people on their phone reviewing the product and showing their reaction. That reaction was really authentic and people seem to really gravitate towards that. But if you are a beginner, the highest chance for you to create a winning video ad is honestly just ripping someone else's winning video ad. So when you do that research on TikTok, you would download the top performing videos. You would definitely change one or two variables so that TikTok registers it as a new video. And all you have to change is either speeding up the video by 0.1, 0.2, cutting out a few clips by 0.1 to 0.2 seconds, and then it will register as a new video. You don't want to just download, rip, and then upload, because TikTok will know that. It is smart. It does have an IP system in there. So definitely rip content to test, but that's not going to be the best long-term strategy, because you do need to know how to create winning ads on your own. So when I do test a new product, here's usually my framework. I like to have 4 different concepts, 4 different angles that I'm going to try out. So it could be problem solution ad, a how-to ad, a testimonial ad, whatever it is. And then with those 4 angles, I will make 3 videos for each one. And usually it's, okay, here's my original how-to ad, and then I'll change out the hook and do 2 different hooks, and then that's 3 videos right there. So it's not like you're making 3 completely individual videos. It's just you make really 4 videos, and then you make 2 variations of each one, which makes 3 videos for each concept and 12 ads in total, because you have 4 concepts, 3 ads for each, and that's 12. So as an example, we talked about how we need 4 angles. So let's say our first angle is actually this testimonial style right here of this guy reviewing the product. So what I could do is just download this, and that would be 1 video ad. And then I can make 2 variations, where one variation is I change out the hook. So instead of viral neck massager, I could try a different text. And then maybe another variation could be the call to action at the end. Maybe I don't want to see this guy basically moaning and trying to seduce me as the end of the video. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be the best end clip. So maybe we end the video here and then add our own text of buy now, shop now, and that could be a variation as well. And once you've gathered the different videos and you know what concepts are proven, you should write out what clips made up that video angle. So for me, I have a how to market document, which if you are a coaching student of mine, or if you're in my course, you will have access to this. So this is the #1 framework right here: problem solution. So in the hook, you mention the problem, then you agitate of what it's like when you have the problem, introduce your product, show the product demonstration, the benefits, transformation, and then a call to action. So you want to break it down like this, because when you're creating your own ads, you're basically just gonna be gathering clips from all these different videos, and then you will put them together using a script that follows these formats. And when it comes to gathering different clips for your product, the main places you want to look is definitely on TikTok first. Then you can go to PP ads, look up your product, gather some clips from those ads. And really, you're just trying to look for different clip variation. You want to have some clips of people actually talking and telling the testimonial of how much they love the product. You want to have some shots of the product just in action, as you can see right here with this guy actually putting it on. And then you want to have some B-roll clips of the product, whether it's in the background or whether it's being used, whatever it is. You just want to have some variety, so that way you can do multiple cutaways throughout your ad when someone is talking or you have a script going on. Now, the other places where you can find content outside of TikTok and PP ads is the Facebook ad library, the TikTok Creative Center. You can also go on Amazon and see what videos are on the listing, or look at customer review videos to get some content. And then you also, of course, have AliExpress and Alibaba. So your actual supplier will have videos of your products. So there's tons of different places where you can get content. And if you don't want to do all the editing and come up with concepts and stuff like that, because you are more of a beginner, then I would say either you rip the best content or you work with viral ecom ads, which you can actually get a VIP VIP membership where you only pay $12 to get 3 different ads made for your product. So usually I'll order 2 of these for each product that I test. So if I'm on TikTok, that's 6 videos. If I'm on Facebook, you can get the 4 ad variation package for $15. So because this is more of a Facebook product, I would definitely order 2 of these and it only cost me $30 to get 8 different ads for my product. So that is plenty for testing. That is definitely enough. Their editors are incredibly fast. In fact, usually they can get these ads back to you in 24 hours. And they also do have copywriters that will write the scripts out for you, so you don't have to even do that whole process. So if you want to skip the whole making your ads and just trust experts who will definitely deliver you winning ads that can work now, along with testing the ripped ads that have worked too, then this can be a really good combination. Now you can sign up for viral ecom ads by clicking the link in my description and using my discount code to save an additional % off. And as we can see right here, viral ecom ads did deliver me some ads for the product. So are you tired of dealing with joint paid? So they got great stock clips. In fact, that's more of a UGC. And yeah, for this product, I'll be honest, I could not find a ton of great clips. So with their team, they are honestly, I don't know what kind of black hat resources they use to find different videos, but I could not find half of these. So they are really good. They will scour the internet. They are like assassins when it comes to finding good clips. And yeah, they'll edit it together. They'll have their own scripts that they make for you. They already have great templates. So this definitely speeds up the process, and this is what I use most of the time. Now, if you are making your own ads, which I do recommend, so you've identified, okay, I want to do a problem solution ad. Here's my script. These are the different lines I want to have in the video. Then you should have a voiceover going on. So if you don't have great clips of humans talking, then definitely use 11labs, put your script in there, and they can have a great voiceover that sounds really realistic. Now, if you want to even be a little bit more black hat, as we can see with 11labs, I'm in the voices section. If you click create, you could upload videos of actual humans, and it will sound 100 times better than the generic AI voices out there. So I actually uploaded and have myself here, so I could use myself as a person. Just saying, you could hypothetically, if you have a female product, have a beauty influencer, and it would sound really realistic, but you know, morals, stuff like that. I'm just going to use my own voice. So I have this example text right here, and we could use, let's say, Rachel. We would click on generate, and this is one of the top voices.
Subscribe to Ethan Dobbins on YouTube. He's my daddy.
You're goddamn right, I am your daddy. I wonder what it's going to sound like when I do it, though. So let's do generate right here.
Subscribe to Ethan Dobbins on YouTube. He's my daddy.
I don't sound like that. What the hell? This thing is totally off. All right, so let's wrap up this video and talk about some testing strategies for Facebook and TikTok. Now, I actually have the exact same setup on both platforms. So we're just going to do this on Facebook, and then you can copy and paste for TikTok as well. So when we go into here, I'm going to do a manual sales campaign. We're going to set this up for the Maverick jacket. So I just do the name of the product, and then I'll do whatever my break-even point is. Meaning, if I sell a product for $45 and it costs me $20, my break-even point where I don't make any money and I don't lose any money would be $25. Now, when it comes to the audiences for both platforms, I just do broad. I let the platform figure out my audience. It is smarter than me. It has such a refined algorithm of years and years and years of data. I am not going to be smarter than this algorithm. So I just do broad every single time. And then when it comes to, do I do CBO or ABO? I personally do CBO. I'm going to be honest, guys, doesn't make the world of difference. I personally will do between $50 to $75. So let's just do 50. And then with my audiences, the only difference between them is the angle inside them. So I'll have one audience that's just only the how-to ads. I'll have one audience that's just the problem solution ads. So again, the audiences themselves, the location, all that stuff is the exact same. The only difference is the ads they see. All right, everyone, home stretch. We just need to set up our campaigns now that we have all our ads and product pages ready to go. Now with Facebook, before you launch a campaign, there are a few things you need to do, which first you need to create a Facebook page. So if you click on these 3 dots, now the menu design on Facebook for everyone is usually different, but if you go to create, then page, then you would just put the name of your brand, upload your logo, and that is really all you need to do to start running ads. And then the only other step is you have to go to the Shopify App Store and get the Facebook and Instagram app and also the TikTok app. And basically once you do that, it's going to ask you a few steps to log into your profile, log into your ad account that you created. And if you don't know how to create an ad account and do all that stuff, there are plenty of YouTube tutorials out here, and I am not going to cover it that thoroughly in this video. It's already thorough enough. So right here, we got our pixel and everything ready to go. So let's go to the ads manager. We're going to click on create. Now, always we'll do the sales objective because that is what gets deposited to our bank account at the end of the day. It's not add to carts, it's not link clicks. We don't want to attract low quality traffic. We just want people that are going to buy, not window shoppers. So from here, we are going to turn catalog off. We are going to do a CBO. Again, CBO, ABO, I know everyone really hyper focuses on this. I personally don't. I really think your creatives are what's going to make or break every single campaign at the end of the day. So you can choose what your setup is going to be. This is just personally what I'd recommend. So for daily budget, $50 a day works for me. And then when it comes to your ad sets, which is just another name for audiences, I usually am going to have all the audiences set up the exact same way. So all of these different trigger points, ways you can customize it, I make them identical. So I'll usually have 4 ad sets, but the only difference between the ad set is actually the ads that they see. So at the top here, I'm not going to name this new sales ad set. This would just be how-to ads if I have a problem solution product. Now, because we're selling the Maverick jacket, let's say these are only the white background images. So we got that label right here. And then when we go on down, we are going to do the purchase conversion event. That's the only thing that matters. Scroll down. I do have dynamic creative. I find that is the best way to test a lot of different ad variations. Then when it comes to start date, I always do the next day and usually at 7 a.m. So we just do that, a.m. Cool. When it comes to locations, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I personally like the big 4. So I do United States, United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada. So we'll just do that real quick. Let's see how good my spelling is. Golly. I should have been a spelling bee national champion. Okay, cool. So scrolling on down, advantage audience, placements, all that stuff, I actually just leave as is typically, unless there's a certain age or gender I want to obviously talk about here or specify, which in this case I do because I want to just have male only because that's the only people buying this product. So age 1865, I'm just going to lower that to 18 to 55. Interest, I never do. I always leave it broad. I let Facebook, the algorithm, do all the work. And when you look at the trends with Facebook, they pretty much are doing these new campaigns because they only want you to just upload ads. They want to make it dummy proof, and people want to hyper focus and do interests and do custom audiences and all this crazy stuff, when really Facebook will do all the targeting for you. You just need to upload the ads and give it the resources to be successful. So that's what we're going to do here. So we have our white background images, we have single image, and now in this section, we are just going to upload the different images that we already have of our product. So we see here, we have the AI backgrounds, but for this one, we want to get the white background. So let's select all of our white background images like that. So now we have 5 different images that will be tested. So for me personally, when you are doing dynamic creative, that basically means, let's say I have 5 ads plus 2 headlines, and that will be a total of 10 combinations that Facebook will split test. So I find you don't want to do more than 15 combinations because then it requires you to spend a lot more money and it requires more time for Facebook to test all those creatives fairly. So I find the best balance is between around 10 to 15 combinations. That's about the sweet point where you can test for about 2 to 3 days and Facebook will have enough spend for it to identify which is the winning ad. So we have 5 images. So I'm personally going to just do 2 different primary text and then 1 main headline. So for headlines, usually people will do either like over 50,000 happy customers, so a social proof line, or you might do some sort of urgency like 40% off sale ends at midnight. It's really up to you. So I just had ChatGPT whip these up, and honestly, ad copies do not matter nearly as much as you think, especially when you're selling clothing. So again, it's the same thing, only the images really need to be split tested here. So now we have our ad set here. We would upload the product URL, the original product link, that is important. So we'd add it to the URL section. Then when it comes to call to action, we are going to do shop now. All right, so we added our primary text from ChatGPT. It's looking pretty good. We can do a little quick ad preview to see how it's all doing. Headline, just one of those. And then for the URL, we need to grab the original link of our split test. So we don't want to grab the second version. We have to grab the original first version. So we have it here. Then we have shop now for a call to action. And then of course, if you are using any triple whale third-party tracking software, attribution software, then you would add the URL parameters down here. We're personally not using that yet. It's not necessary. So now we have everything ready to go. So all we do from here is just quickly duplicate this ad set. And then all we do is then upload the new set of ads. So we have white background images in one, and then maybe in another, we have all our video ads inside of this. So we just get rid of our images, and then we would click on videos instead. And then we did make 3 different video ads with content I did find for the product. So as you can see, we're split testing this. The creative does all the targeting. This is the major lever. It's not based on, oh, is it ABO, CBO? Do I do bid caps? Not nearly as important. So we're trying out some different options here. So we have a carousel of the supplier backgrounds. We have a supplier image here where it's only single image, so not carousel. And then of course we have some video ads. So again, we're just split testing different ads in each ad set, but the actual setup of each one of these audiences is exactly the same. And because I know you nincompoops are going to mess this up, I'll do it on TikTok too, because I just have to make this an idiot-proof guide anyway. So we're going to go to Advanced Create right here, and then we're going to click on Website Conversion. Same thing, you're just going to name it the name of your product, break-even point. CBO is going to be turned on, $50. I have done this 1 million gazillion times to the point where I have it memorized like the back of my hand. So then here we're going to have a pixel. So this is where you set it up with the sales channel. So same thing. Once you go to TikTok, it's going to ask you a few questions to log into your account, and then you just connect the ad account that you already made. Optimization event. No, we don't do add to carts. Silly TikTok. Add to carts are for losers. All right. And then we go down here, TikTok only. Same thing. Unless your product is specifically for gender, I leave it on all. Same thing with age, I just leave it on all. Keep it broad, keep it easy. And then I will schedule it for the next day like this. So usually I'll either do 7 or midnight. I've been more geared towards 7. And then if we scroll down, day parting, I actually do day parting. So I'll do 7 to 11, just like this. And then scrolling down, conversion, all of this looks perfect. And then finally, the last step, you just upload your 3 to 5 video ads based on what concept you're doing. So this first ad group would be, let's say, our how-to ad. Then again, we'd create another ad set for our problem solution ads, another for all the other concepts that you are trying out. And that is how you set it up. CBO, let it run. And if you want a full video on how I scale, leave a comment down below.